season of La Mesita. You are listening to WLPN LP 105.FM Lumpen Radio, broadcasting from home. My name is Nidia and Katie. Today we have a guest of honor at La Mesita. Eleeza Silva is a 21-year-old singer, songwriter, and rapper from Chicago. Before she was 5 years old, Eleeza began filling in for her dad's bandmates in his regional Mexican band. From there, her lifelong passion for music began. She attended music school, played with a few bands, and uploaded numerous YouTube covers before releasing her debut single, Confessions, in 2018. Since then, Eleeza has been paving her own path within the urban Chicago music scene.
Previously, Eleeza performed at venues such as Shuba's, Avondale Music Hall, and other local spots. Her music promotes self-love and self-improvement, while at the same time delivering a unique listening experience. Today at La Mesita, we are happy to present you Eleeza Silva. So Eleeza, tell us how you are enjoying this transition into the spring season and warmer weather we've been having recently.
Hi, pretty well. I'm so happy now that it's getting warmer out and the sun is out for longer, just because the sun is so important to me. So I definitely get a little sad in the winter. So I'm so happy that springtime is finally here and we're on our way to summer. And yeah, I'm super excited.
I feel you. So excited for summer.
Yes.
So, recently you participated in the mini concierto series for the National Museum of Mexican Art. What was your experience like doing this virtual concert, and how was the process?
It was super exciting. I just want to thank the National Museum of Mexican Art for having me. Super grateful for that. But it was such a crazy experience just because I never would have thought I'd be doing a virtual concert. So for me to go from doing concerts live in person, switching over to virtual is just it's a lot to take in. But it was really cool, the process of doing it. I wasn't alone doing it. My boyfriend actually helped me. He's also my producer, Andrix. So he did help me set up and make sure everything was recorded right and everything. And yeah, it was super lengthy, but the end was so worth it. But yeah, it was just it was a weird experience, but it was definitely something cool to have under my belt for next time. And it was just super unique, but it was really fun.
So the next question is, what is your creative process when creating a track or working with your producers?
My creative process, honestly, it changes every single time. I get this question a lot just because I feel with artists, people usually think there's a set way of making the music, but honestly, it's always really different. It depends on the energy and the vibe of everyone that's present, and you yourself, what happened that day and everything. So it's always really different. But what we usually do, I guess, is just start off with okay, what sound do we want to make? What are we feeling today? What have I been listening to a lot, and then we let that kind of lead us. And then from there, honestly, I always give full creative freedom to my producer. And it always works. We always make something new. We never tie down to a certain genre. We just love to have fun. So it's always switching up. It's always different.
When did you decide that music will be your outlet?
I decided music was going to be my outlet when I was really young. I think I was in third grade. Growing up, I didn't really have too many friends. I grew up as an only child with a single father. So, my family, I was never really close to them. So I depended a lot on my hobbies, and the stuff I would just focus on and I guess escape to. So I started doing music really young. So therefore, once I was in third grade, they start asking you those questions what do you want to do when you grow up? Or, what is your dream? And I always said singer. And I remember kids telling me are you sure? Are you sure? You're not going to be a singer. And I'm you know what? I'm going to put in the time and the work, and I'm going to practice. So I would literally lock myself in the closet, and I would practice covers from all genres. And I would just practice for a few years. And eventually, it became, me going to school and all that. But, yeah, it was definitely, the third grade when I was you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan stuff. I'm going to do my research. And I just became like engulfed by music, but I loved it. So
Yeah, I definitely relate to being the single child. You kind of have to like find your niche to, I don't know,
yes,
to feel more complete, I guess. But yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but super cool.
Yeah, I love that so much. Your passion is so evident. Like, we can see it. All your hard work is paying off.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
In your song, Don't Get to Use Me, is there any special meaning that connects the visual concept with your lyrics?
It does. So the song was all my music that I release, I feel like is very intimate. So it's like I'm speaking from real things, real people, like stuff I went through, So it's like the song is merely just about, I'm just a person, like I'm doing my music and I'm focusing on my partner or whatever. And it's like, like, I don't know, I feel like over a certain amount of time, people do get very comfortable with one another to the point where like it's either like boundaries are crossed or just things happen that shouldn't have happened because people get too comfortable. So therefore, like, since the song is very like, I feel like it's a very relatable song, especially with women. And so I'm just like, me as a woman, like growing up, this is what I've experienced a lot with people. Like they just get too used to you, and they feel like they could trespass certain things. So I'm like, you know what, let me make a song about this. And the visuals for it, let's make it relatable, let's just me hanging with my girls, like talking about this, either it being a guy or a girl or whoever, like I'm just talking about it, I'm venting, and that's basically what it is. The song is just me venting, so it's like I wanted to make the video very relatable and super just your everyday like person, which is me. Like I'm always out with my girls and having fun and just talking and venting and letting everything out. So I just really wanted that to connect together. So
I'm with you there because I had the same issue. I had the same issue. Yeah, encountering certain people that, they just realize that they can, like you said, they cross those boundaries and you gotta let them know, like, hey, that's not cool. Exactly. So it was, so I definitely relate to that very, very much. Yes. So who are a few of your music or artist inspirations?
A few. I have a lot. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know, I don't really have like specific people. It's just like, if it sounds good, like, like I gravitate towards it. But I feel like a few artists, I guess, would be like Green Tea Pang. She's from the UK. She's super, super good. Green Tea Pang, I say, I'm not sure. I've always listened to Alicia Keys. I grew up listening to Alicia Keys, so I get a lot of inspo from her. From Spanish artists, it would be like Rosalia or like Casu or Paloma Mami, and even the guys like Nicky Jam. Like I just listen to a lot of music. Like, so it's like I don't really have specific people I get inspiration from. It's more so like whatever I like and whatever I make, so I'm always listening to different stuff. So it's always changing.
And like from that, what would be your go-to album?
My go-to album? That's hard. It was one of Tyler the Creator's album. I used to love Tyler. I used to like listen to his music all the time. He was like one of my big inspirations when I was younger to just not care and do what I want. But it was like, it's one of his older albums. I honestly don't remember. Is it okay if I look it up really quick? It would definitely be either Flower Boy. I really love Flower Boy by Tyler, or Wolf. And it's like, that's just like, just albums I really, really like and I've listened to for years. So it's been a while. Honestly, it's been a while since I've listened to him or like his past albums, but I was really into his music when I was younger, so super inspirational.
I'm there with you, girl. I love Tyler so much. He's the best. Yeah. So you have good taste. You have good taste.
Thank you. You do too.
Okay. Our next question. If you could have a feature with anyone in the entire world, who would you want to have a feature with and why?
Who would I want to feature with? Anybody in the world? Oh my God. You know what? I would feature with, what's his name? Vicente Fernandez. That's who I would feature with. Why? Because I grew up listening to Mexican music with my dad. You know, he was in bands a lot when I was younger, and we used to listen to a lot of like the oldies, you know, a lot of the oldies and like some of the new ones, but he was more into the old ones. And I feel like, I don't know, just to pay respect to where I'm from and my roots. And, you know, like, I love Vicente, my grandma loves Vicente, like, you know, it's just like it goes back. So I feel like that would be so cool, like, to do a feature with him. Like, imagine, that'd be crazy. But yeah, it would be him. It would definitely be him.
Okay, so who is the producer behind your songs? Not gonna lie, girl, I love the first song Charlie played for us. I was like, whoa, like low key, this is a vibe. I was really feeling it. So yeah, who's the producer?
Producer is Ondrix. It's Ondrcs, and he's also my boyfriend, and I do live with him. So we have like our little studio set up here and everything. He's amazing. He makes like the coolest beats, fast, like super fast. Like, it amazes me, like watching him and his like creative process really motivates me to get deeper into producing and production. Like, it's honestly like a different world, you know, and it's another language. Like, it's just crazy, but it's super cool, and huge respect to him. Like, he's a really cool guy and a really cool person and an amazing artist. So, but yeah, that's him.
That's awesome. Okay. So before we move along, I know you said you try not to stick to like one genre of music, but how would you describe your style or sound?
I do get that question a lot, especially when I tell people like I make music. They're like, okay, so it's your genre, and I'm always stuck. Like, I really don't know. I feel like it's like a mixture of a lot of stuff. It'd be like some new wave, R&B. I don't even know, like Latin. Like, I feel like it's a lot of stuff. I honestly, like, back then when I started making music, I really wanted to make like more indie music. And I feel like it still is, but I don't know. It's just a mix of a lot of stuff. Just very new wave, very new sounds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would really like put myself under for genres, but yeah.
Yeah, so we noticed that you like to talk about self-love and self-improvement. What tips would you give to those who are struggling to love themselves?
My tips would be, you know, we're in this world by ourselves. You know, we're not, like, we have our family, we have everybody, but we're by ourselves for the most part. So the most important thing is to learn that you don't need to be accepted or validated. You know, like, you can find that within yourself and that be enough. I feel like with a lot of younger people, like, especially me, I went through this, you know, like, I know, you know, you were a single child, so you relate to, like, not really having that guidance, you know, to, like, oh, like, what I should like or what I should do and all that. Like, it's just very confusing. Being human is an experience, you know, so it's just, like, just spreading love and focusing on what you love and letting that, like, you know, just make yourself feel better and everything. Like, just don't pay attention to what people say, and, you know, get that reassurance from yourself, because you are that, you know, you're that person, and you're the only person. It's your world. That's what I tell everybody. Like, do what you want.
That is great advice. I love that. Okay, so sticking with the theme of like mental health and bettering yourself, do you have any sort of like ritual or dynamic that you use to start your day or week?
I actually do. So I used to like be deeper into like my morning rituals, but I did just get like a new job, so it's like I'm working on a different schedule now. But I definitely, like, I'll get up in the morning, and I don't like to go on my phone right away, but sometimes I will, just because it's a habit. But like, if I can, I try not to, and I just stretch, because stretching is so important. And after that, I make a smoothie. Smoothies are like my new thing. I love smoothies. I have 2 blenders. It's so bad. I have 2 blenders and I have too many cups as well. But like, I love smoothies, so I always make my smoothie, and then I sit down, I catch up on whatever, whether it be like work or my emails or whatever. But yeah, I just try to do that. And I used to like journal a lot in the mornings, which I should get back to doing, because it really like sets a lot of intention like for the day and everything. But yeah, just stretching, making my smoothies, listening to music, and I smoke as well, so I smoke sometimes too. But yeah.
Can I ask, what is your go-to smoothie flavor? Like, if you had to pick your favorite kind?
Honestly, I mix so many fruits, but it would be like, I love mango. I love mango. I would die for mango. I love mango. So I put mango and pineapples, and I always mix it with like berries and honey. So that's like, if I don't know what I'm gonna make, I'm like, I'm gonna just make that one, because that one's always like a hit. So I'm always do that one.
That sounds really good.
It's so good, I swear. You guys have to try it.
I don't know if you've ever tried, but it's like this mango, right? You have mango, and it has like I think it's tapito, no sé, I don't know what it's called, but it's a bunch of like chile spices, and you put it on mango. Have you ever tried that before?
No, I don't think I have.
No?
It sounds good.
Yeah, usually the Lotte man sells it, but recently I've been getting into that a lot. So the mango is really good, so I recommend it.
You just put me on.
Okay, so are there any songs that saved you in 2020?
In 2020, yes. Green Tea Pang, just like how I mentioned her earlier. Her music is amazing. Honestly, it's like, if there was one artist that inspires me, she inspires me so much, just because like she talks in her songs, she talks about real life stuff and real human things, you know, like just like, you know, self-doubt and self-healing and, you know, loving yourself and just like going through the day-to-day of being a woman. Like, she just talks about everything in such an amazing way. I love her music. So the song that saved me by her, it's called Mr. Sun.
Woke up today and the sun was shining. I said, Mr. Sun, where have you been?
I love that song. Just like I was saying, like I love the sun. I love the warm weather. She literally has a song called Mr. Sun, and the song is all about just her missing the sun and the energy it gives her. I really recommend you guys listening to her if you haven't. But yeah, she's amazing. That song and so many of her songs saved me in 2020, just like on repeat.
Awesome. I will definitely check those out.
Yes.
Okay, so our next question. Do you consider yourself a Chicagoan? And if so, what are a few notable locations in the city that you enjoy?
I don't know. So basically, I grew up in and out of the city. You know, like my dad he lived here in the city for a long time, and I was born and raised here. So it's like my family situation, you know, we were just moving around a lot, and we would always come back to the city, and I did go to high school over here for a little bit. So I don't know if I would consider myself a Chicagoan. I feel like I'm very like nomadic. I've just lived everywhere, so I don't want to claim anything, you know. It's just like I've lived here for a while. But for locations, I do have a few spots. I love there's this taco truck right down the street from my house that I really, really like. It's here in Albany Park. I really love their tacos. It's fire. Another place I would say is it's this Cuban spot. I actually forgot their name. I forgot the restaurant. Oh, I don't remember what it is. And I don't even know my streets too well. Like, people tell me all the time, like, you need to pay attention to your streets. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But then I never do it. I feel so bad. But there's a few food spots, but honestly, that taco truck and then taconazo, I really like Mexican food. And then there's this Filipino spot over here by this laundromat. I'm terrible. I don't know my streets, so I can't really like say the spots, but there's a couple spots I go to. But I like to try different foods all the time, you know. I used to be very picky, but now I'm just like, okay, let me try different things. Like, doesn't matter where I'm at, like, let's try something right there. Let's drive around and pick a random spot, you know. But.
Okay, so do you have any local heroes in the city, people who are in music or arts or food or any field that you like that you just admire?
Yes, there definitely is. I definitely look up to Superboy and No Name. I feel like they're literally changing the game, especially for the youth. And dude, they're amazing people. And I know Superboy personally. I don't know No Name personally, but I know Super. He's always been super nice to me and very like brotherly and always just trying to guide me as an artist. And yeah, just very helpful. And also the things he talks about too is just very informative. And I feel like a lot of the youth, like, we need to bring stuff to awareness. And he talks a lot about different things. And No Name as well, she's the same. And I just love them so much. They just like really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that I wasn't aware of, or things I should research more or pay more attention to, or things I can relate to, you know, living in the city, because they are both from Chicago. So yeah, it would definitely be Superboy and No Name. They're amazing.
And on the topic of community in Chicago, with the unfortunate incidents with CPD in Chicago, what is your opinion about these recent events in Little Village?
I'm not from Little Village, so I really can't, explain like on a personal level, like what the stuff that's going on. But I know a lot of the things with CPD, and I could tell you that it's disheartening and it's crazy. And I feel like just CPD has too much power, and the youth has none. So it's like, I feel like we should definitely, with the topic of like defunding CPD, we should definitely defund CPD and try our best. It's really hard because, the times and the people in power are just, they take advantage of it. But I really like just defund CPD and fund the youth and youth programs, because I feel like that's what's going to help a lot. A lot of these kids like me, like they don't have no guidance, or, they don't have people that are there for them. And if we put more time and more money, towards our teachers and CPS and all them, like it would definitely make a big difference, but yeah, with all these events that's been happening, it's just like, it's really sad and it's heartbreaking. And like CPD has too much power. They have too much power that they take advantage of, and they're greedy. So it's like, gotta change that. But it takes like, it's gonna take a lot, but it's like one by one we could each make a change. We just have to gather up and be aware and talk about it.
Thank you for sharing that. That's very important to talk about. This is an awful transition, but we are moving back to more lighthearted questions. Okay. So we noticed that you like riddles, so we have one here for you today.
Oh my god.
Okay. How many seconds are in a year?
How many seconds are in a year?
And you don't need a calculator for this. You can do it in your head.
How many seconds in a year?
Yeah.
So how many seconds? Like twos?
Sure.
Wait. So wait, okay.
I think you're on the right track.
So it'd be like, wait. Well, I mean, each month has a twin in it, so it'd be 12?
Yep, you got it. See, you are the riddle master.
Dude, there's like, imagine confetti everywhere.
Good job. See, that took me forever to figure out. I had to look that up. I was so confused.
Oh my god, no, it's usually like that. Like with riddles, the answer is always like somewhere in the riddle, So I'm just like, seconds, twos?
She's smart.
She's smart. Okay. That's so funny. I love riddles.
Okay, so we heard you love Twilight. So whose side are you on? Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Okay. I'm like, let me explain myself. No, honestly, I'm Team Edward. I just can't, like, he's sparkly and he does everything he can for Bella, and I'm just like, wow, like the commitment, But I don't know. Growing up, I was very like torn between Jacob and Edward, because like Jacob's so sweet, but I don't know. He's a little extra. I mean, Edward is extra too, but I don't know. It's Team Edward on this side. What team are you on? Do you guys like Twilight?
I've only seen like 2 movies, so like I don't really know, to be honest. I think I'm Team Jacob, to be honest.
I feel
that. Yeah.
To be honest, I've never watched it. I want to though. Maybe one day.
Honestly, it's watching it now is so funny.
Really?
Yeah, because like I'm not even gonna lie, their acting isn't the best, but it's like it's super cute and like very just like I grew up watching Twilight. Like when they dropped the first movie, I was so little. I was like 7, and I remember watching it. It was like one of the times where I visited my cousins. So like they had a huge screen TV, and we were all the little girls like we were out there just watching. And I was super into the books growing up. So I'm very like I love Twilight, but it's the movies are funny, but they're cool. It's just a lot that goes on, like so much that goes on. But
I love that. Would you say that the books are better than the movies?
yes, they're
Okay.
so much better. Honestly, if you can read a Twilight book, just to try, like they're very good. Like I read all the series like 4 times when I was like 12. Like
Okay.
it was crazy. It was too much.
I will definitely check it out.
Yes, they're written really well. Like they're super good books.
Awesome. Okay, I know we kind of already talked about food a little bit, but what would you say is the best food for after a show in Chicago?
The best food after a show, I always get pad thai. I don't know why, but I always get pad thai with my friends after shows. Like it hits the spot, and there's usually always a spot nearby, so we always like slide in there and just eat and like, you know, just talk about what happened and like funny moments and stuff. But I love pad thai, so definitely a restaurant where they have it.
And I just have one more random question that's just on the spot. I noticed your bridge piercing. I love it, by the way. Do you have any other like fun piercings or tattoos, or
I
just
do.
that?
Yes, I have a lot of piercings. Well, honestly, all the piercings are on my face. So it's just like these, and then these little. I have my double nostrils pierced, and I want to get more piercings on my ear. I just haven't had the time, but I have my gauges. I forgot what size they are. I started doing my gauges when I was 14, but it's been so long, honestly, since I've gotten like new sizes and stuff. I don't remember what size I am, but other than that, I have a couple tattoos. I have like a skeleton holding a heart on like my thigh, and then I have another heart on my thigh that I did myself by stick and poke. And then I have these 2 right here. It's like my angel numbers and like my life path number. And then I have a bad word tatted on me. It just like, I don't know, it just resonates with me. And then I have my spiral right here. That's also like, you know, like it just signifies like freedom and like knowing where you're going and being surrounded by good people and all that stuff. But those are like my only tattoos, not too many. Oh yeah, I have a Saturn right here too, like on my chest. I forgot. Oh yeah, on this eye. Oh my god, me forgetting my tattoos. Yeah, I did this eye too with stick and poke. I did it in the mirror. It was really scary. I don't recommend it.
That is really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking.
Okay, so talking about your future, is there any new sound territory or styles that you would like to give light to and express yourself in?
Yes, definitely. I feel like right now I'm trying to be more consistent with my sound. But for the future, I definitely want to start doing more Spanish music and incorporating that more into my songs. I love Spanish music. I grew up on reggaeton. Like, I love Spanish music. So definitely incorporating that more with my music. And in the future, I definitely want to like tap into, I don't know, like some like Spanish, like English rock, like some cool, like what's the word? It's like there's a word for it, I forgot, but it's just very like, I don't know, cool but punk. And yeah, I don't know, it's just I want to tap into that side of me and my music just to try it out, have some fun. I feel like making music should always be fun no matter what, you know. So yeah.
Okay, our next question is, what is your opinion on releasing a single over an EP or album, and why?
My opinion, honestly, I feel like singles are great to drop if you want to be very consistent. You know, like a lot of people drop singles while they're working on their projects, or they'll drop a single from a project they're currently working on. So singles are always cool. Personally, I do singles because I love EPs and albums. Like, I like the idea of it, but it's a lot of work, you know, and it's a lot of planning that you have to do. And I feel like I put my entire like self into my music. So if I'm gonna drop something like an album or an EP, I want it to be super cool and not perfect, but you know, just very like intentional and everything I want it to be. So it'll take time. So that's why right now I've been just dropping like singles and, you know, just like dropping songs I like that I've made. But singles are cool. They're definitely cool if you just, you know, want to be more consistent and all that. So
Yeah, I totally understand. So any upcoming shows for this 2021 and where?
no upcoming shows just yet. I feel like everything's barely opening up. But I am so open to like doing shows and, you know, obviously safely and this with social distance, you know, with everything that's going on. But definitely open to doing more shows this year. That would actually be really, really cool. But no shows right now. Just living life. Living life, making music.
Hopefully things go back to normal sometime soon, so I would love to see you in concert. That would be so fun.
Yes, that would be so cool. You guys have to come. You have to
I
come.
would
The next,
definitely
if I have a next one, I will invite you guys, and we will be there.
Yay!
We'll be turning up.
Okay, well, Eleeza, it was a pleasure to have you here at La Mesita, but unfortunately our time is running out. So for the public listening and watching this interview, where can we listen to your music and be aware of everything you do and possible upcoming shows?
Thank you so much for having me. You could definitely find my music on most music platforms, so Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and even my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm usually more active on there, but everything is under my name, so it's just Eleeza Silva, Eleeza, and then Silva, Silva. As long as you search me up there on like any platform, whether it's for music or for social media, you'll find me, and that's where you could keep up with me and all my little adventures and stuff. So
And thank you very much, Eleeza, for your time and talent. Please let us know when you have your next concert or when your next single comes out. We'll be right there to support you, girl.
yes, I can't wait. Thank you guys so much for having me. You guys are so sweet. I can't wait.
Remember that you are listening to Wattz Up, La Mesita on WLPN LP Lumpen Radio 105.5 FM Chicago. Have a wonderful evening, and until next time, my name is Katie, and I'm here with Nydia. Bye!
Bye!